Now
on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
It is 8:37 on O'Connor and Company this Friday morning. In 30 minutes, we're going to hang it. We're going to hand it off to Chris Plant for the Chris Plant Show. I am Larry O'Connor alongside Julie Gunlock. Morning, Julie.
Good morning.
Joining us now is Representative Chip Roy of Texas. Congressman Roy, good Friday to you. I know that you're a busy man. I appreciate you carving out some time for us. Oh, Congressman.
Oh, hey, Larry, how are you?
There you go. I'm good, thank you. Listen, I got to tell you, I've said before, I really like Congressman Johnson. I'm not so sure about Speaker Johnson. Something happened with this guy, and I don't quite. I was told that border security would lead the way on any of these new spending plans, especially linked with Ukraine, Israel, etc. I was told that there would be a separate bill for Israel, separate from Ukraine, separate from anything else. And now suddenly everything's changed. Everything's lumped together. Do you know what happened to your friend Mike Johnson?
Yeah, I mean, I get that question a lot, and I just want to be clear. Pray for Mike. He's a good man, and there's a lot of people in my colleagues that I enjoy, personally. But my job isn't that.
Right.
My job is to represent 750,000 Texans and to be one of 435 to guide this country forward, and we're failing. That's the bottom line. We're failing under a Democrat president. We're failing under a Democrat Senate, but the House Republicans are supposed to be the ones who are stopping that and pulling it back in the right direction. And just making it slightly less bad is not doing that. And in fact, recently, I can barely even see how we're making it slightly less bad. In the last 6 months, we've passed a continuing resolution, another continuing resolution, a massive national defense bill that got rid of most of our reforms, extended FISA, had the Speaker of the House then put FISA on the floor and then vote against warrant protections for Americans. We passed massive omnibus spending bills, including an omnibus that didn't have a majority of Republican support. Why? Because it spent $1.7 trillion littered with all sorts of nonsense and earmarks and spending and $200 million to the FBI. And now here we are, and we're allowing Democrats to pass the rule to advance a piece of legislation that will fund $95 billion abroad while our borders remain wide open, despite promising to the American people that we would secure the American borders first. We are not doing that. We are going to then allow some of that money to go to humanitarian aid, which means Gaza, which means Hamas. We are going to have an $8 billion amount that's going to go to Ukraine, leaving it nebulous for them to use when they say they really need nothing but lethal aid. After, by the way, we gave them $113 billion and only $45 billion of that ended up being lead on target lethal aid. This is not how you should run things. We should stand for something different. Like you said, I thought the Speaker did stand for something different. Unfortunately, here we are.
Okay, so who, if not Mike Johnson? I mean, it seems like, we have these good men who run, who say things will be different. I will run things better. And then Mike Johnson, especially with FISA, goes into a skiff and comes out and says, no, I'm changing things. I mean, if not him, who is going to take this role?
Well, this is the thing, that we're going to continue to have this fight. Here's the upside. Is what everybody, because everybody gets down. They're like, gosh, we want change and it doesn't change. Look, we're moving the needle. Most Americans didn't even know most of this stuff 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when all of this same stuff was happening. We didn't end up with an open border overnight. It's not like all of a sudden it was just easy for Joe Biden to be the one ruining everything. Republicans were complicit for about 3 decades because they were Chamber of Commerce Republicans who didn't give a crap about securing the border because they wanted their cheap labor so they could get richer. Let's just be blunt. That's the truth. And some of us were fighting that 20 years ago when I was on the Judiciary Committee or Ted Cruz's chief of staff. Some of us were fighting it when we were back in Texas as first assistant attorney general. But here we are. And look, here's the thing. I did not support the motion to vacate last September. Right. I thought we were making progress. Right. I thought we were heading in the right direction. Not perfectly. I had issues. But, you got to try to figure out how to keep the team together. And then, all right, we vacated. We ended up, and Mike said, Mike's a good man. But there's something about this town that traps everybody into, hey, you just got to do it. You just got to go into the skiff, get afraid. And then the entire swamp kind of rallies around. And the donor class are probably the worst of all. The donor class are the ones that are sitting there saying, oh, we got to have continued war at Ukraine. Go look at their stock portfolios, and I'll tell you exactly why that's the case. And one last point.
Yes.
I'm going to start telling all these donors, you come at me with this nonsense, Good luck when you get a 50% tax, you get a massive increase in your taxes to pay for this crap so that when we go to war, we're actually paying for it. Because that's what we used to do. And we're not doing that anymore. And I'm tired of the donor class getting a free ride, running along, getting, us fighting for low taxes for economic growth. And they're all fine sending America's kids off to war or sending $100 billion overseas to have Ukrainians die for them while they get richer. I'm sick of that garbage.
Congressman Chip Roy is our guest from Texas. And Congressman, this has become very much an internal battle of the Republican Party. Democrats sure know how to stick together on things when they disagree. They all rally behind their leadership, for better or for worse. I'm not saying that's what we should do. But the kind of language that we're seeing right now, Congressman Greg Murphy of North Carolina, a Republican, compared you and other Republicans who are opposing this move to terrorists. I'm quoting him now. You are preventing serious policy work from being done and helping to destroy America. Your vote is no more important than mine. It is time to end the political terrorism. Well, that's not helping the conversation, is it, Congressman Roy?
Yeah, the first part of that statement, he said that, quote, I am aiding and abetting the radical progressive left. My response to Greg is that he is aiding and abetting the wide open borders that are leading to the death of Texans, leading to the death of North Carolinians, where he represents, leading to the death of people like Laken Riley, leading to the destruction of our country, the empowerment of China, 24,000 Chinese foreign nationals coming across our border in the last 6 months. That's what we are doing as Republicans by refusing to stand up and do the one thing we could have done for sure, which is to say, Mr. President, you're not going to get a dollar of Ukraine, notwithstanding the merits for or against it, until we secure the border of the United States. And if you don't like that, we will see you in November.
That's right. That's it. It's not that hard. Mike Johnson could even say, listen, I've been persuaded we do need this Ukraine funding. Absolutely. First, we secure the border. Let's get it done. I want to do Ukraine. I'm dying to do Ukraine. Secure the border first. Secure the border first.
Amen.
It's an easy thing to repeat over and over again. All right, Congressman Roy, I feel your pain. Have fun today. Good talking with you.
God bless you guys. Take care. Bye.